The Konnekt Videophone is incredibly simple to use. For a start, it's not like a tablet or a phone. It has a very large 15-inch screen, so very easy to see the other person, their life size. It doesn't feel like you're talking to a little tablet. The buttons, the call buttons, they can be as large as your hand. So imagine that, 6-inch buttons. So someone who's finds it difficult to coordinate the hands and the eyes finds it easy to hit. Two large, real inbuilt speakers, not little buzzy things that you can barely hear, so they can crank up the volume, and very easy to see with the high contrast colors. But best of all, there are no menus, no logins, no password, there's no keyboard or mouse, there's nothing to accidentally hit when you press the sides of the frame, and there's no need to go and plug it into a charger or lead it against a special charging pad. It just works.
Now, I believe you've developed some other technology so that as people you lose their short-term memory and they can't read people's names, you can now put a picture of their face up and they can hit that.
Yeah, that's really good for people who have got a lot of grandkids. My gosh, I've got 6 grandkids. I have trouble remembering who's who, and they grow every year. So we can put a little a picture of their face next to their name. And for example, you might put Carol, my daughter, or John, my son, and then a picture of the face. And every time they look up from the chair and they see the screen, which can be always on there with the buttons, they're instantly reminded. And so hopefully when John calls in, hi John, how you doing, John? Rather than, oh, which one of the grandkids is this one?
And you've also developed something for people who with hearing loss too, haven't you?
Oh yes, this is a recent innovation and it's proving to be so successful. So we already had super loudspeakers, a powered external speaker to go extra loud, hearing aid compatibility, and a bunch of other features to make it easy. Then we started to get inquiries from people who had profound or severe hearing loss. So that means, in layman's language, deaf or almost deaf. So we added captioning. So now, as I'm speaking to you, you can not only listen to my voice, you can not only see my facial expressions as I'm nodding my head or shaking or smiling or frowning, you can also read the captions. They come up in less than 2 seconds. So that innovation has just opened up a different world and once again reduced depression risk for those who are very vulnerable to social isolation.
A lot of people might be thinking it's really difficult to set up technically, but I understand that your company does everything for you, so you don't have to worry about being that technically savvy to set it up.
First of all, we talk to either the user or a relative to determine what the requirements are. So how's the hearing, the eyesight, how's their hand-eye coordination, the dexterity, do they have an issue even reaching the screen? So we can provide a little access button that they can hit if they're confined to a bed or a wheelchair, all kinds of options. Then we talk about who are the contacts, and we set up all the family members and friends, perhaps the services such as a doctor or a nurse or podiatrist. So we set them all up with the call buttons. We adjust the ringtone so it doesn't confuse them if they've still got another phone. The color scheme, the size of the buttons, the text, even the language. So right now we've got at the Videophone, not only in Australia, where most of them are, but in 10 or 20 countries overseas in other languages. So we customize every aspect, and as the user ages and their needs may change, we can increase the volume, increase the contrast, the button size, almost every aspect, so that can be a single device that they can just continue to use.